Bonjour, this video is aimed at beginners. I'm going to teach you 10 must-know adjectives for beginners. In this video, we're also going to touch a little bit on French pronunciation, and we're going to learn a bit about how you can turn masculine adjectives into feminine ones. To make things a little bit easier for you, I've also added a link in the description where you can download a printable version of this lesson so that you can revise on the go. And I've also added as a little bonus in there some words and phrases you can use with adjectives, either to make full sentences or to enhance the meaning of the adjective. So don't forget to click on the link in the description after watching this video. Okay, let's get started. The first adjective every beginner should know is petit. Petit. Repeat. Petit. Petit means little or small, and what you have to be aware of is that the T is silent, because if you remember from previous lessons, very often in French, if the final letter is a consonant, it's usually silent. So for example, il est petit. Il est petit. He is small. In most cases, you can make masculine adjectives become feminine by simply adding an E at the end. So the feminine version of petit is petite. Petite. And in case you're wondering why you would need to know the feminine version of an adjective, is because French adjectives differ from English adjectives in that they agree in number and gender with the noun they modify. So you know that nouns are always either masculine or feminine. If the noun is masculine, then you need the adjective to also be masculine. If the noun is feminine, you also need the adjective to be feminine. If they're plural, then you need the adjective to be plural as well. To make most adjectives plural, you simply add an S at the very end, which means that you would add an S at the end of petit or at the end of petite after the E. Petit, petite. Both mean small or little. And if you often speak to French people, you'll also notice that they often omit the E when they speak and say petit or petite instead. So the first E is often omitted in speech. For example, c'est mon petit frère. C'est mon petit frère. He is my little brother. The second adjective we're going to learn today is grand. Grand, which means big or tall. Grand. Again, the D, being as it's the final letter and is a consonant, is silent. And to turn grand into a feminine adjective, we simply add an E and then it is pronounced grande. Grande. So for example, elle est très grande. Elle est très grande. She is very tall. So repeat. Grand, grande. Good. Number 3 is actually irregular in that you can't actually guess its feminine version from its masculine. It is beau, beau, which means handsome, or belle, belle, which means beautiful. So beau is pronounced like B-O. No, scratch that. I know that French pronunciation stinks, but scratch that. E-A-U, the letters E-A-U in French, when they occur together, are pronounced like the French letter O. O. Quite similar to the English O, really. O. So B-E-A-U is pronounced like beau. Beau. Okay? Cool. So, beau means handsome and belle means beautiful. Number 4, heureux. Heureux. The X is silent. Heureux. And the feminine version, heureuse. Heureuse. They both mean happy. So you may notice that heureux ends in an X, and we don't simply add an E in this case to make heureux feminine, right? Instead, when an adjective ends in the letter X, you need to get rid of the X and add SE instead to make the adjective feminine. Heureux, heureuse. For example, il est heureux. Il est heureux. He is happy. Are you happy? Come on, give us a smile. Number 5 is the opposite to heureux and heureuse. It is triste. Triste, which means sad. So sad. Triste ends in an E, and when an adjective already ends in an E, it is the same in both the masculine and the feminine. So no changes needed here to make it feminine. Triste. Triste. Sad. Number 6, fatigué. Fatigué, which means tired. And in the feminine, we add the E, but it is silent. Number 7, gentil. Gentil, which means nice or kind. Now, in order to make gentil feminine, you need to double the L and then add an E. So before you add the E, you need 2 L's, not just the one. Gentil, gentil, nice or kind. For example, elle n'est pas gentille. Elle n'est pas gentille. She's not nice. So you may wonder why we're doubling the consonant in this case, but for other adjectives, we simply added an E, right? Well, that's because when a French adjective ends in either N, S, or L, then you need to double the consonant, in most cases, before adding the E in order to make the adjective feminine. Just some more rules to confuse people. Number 8, sale. Sale, which means dirty. Sale. Repeat. Sale. Now again, just like with triste, because sale already ends in an E, it is the same in both the masculine and the feminine. So at least these ones are easy, because obviously the others you had to remember to double the consonant. This one, no change. That's the best case scenario, right? You don't have to remember anything. Other than obviously if it is plural, you do need to add an S at the end. So for example, mon pantalon est sale. Mon pantalon est sale. My trousers are dirty. Do you want to try repeating the whole sentence? Mon pantalon est sale. Mon pantalon est sale. Good. That was good. Number 9, long. Long, which means long. Now again, the G being as it's the last letter and it is a consonant, it is silent. Long. However, in the feminine, it is pronounced because long becomes longue. Longue. We add a U and an E. And the reason we add the U is for exactly the same reason as we had a U in fatigué. It is simply for pronunciation purposes. Because without the U, longue would be pronounced longe instead. And since we want the G pronunciation, we need to put a U in between the G and the E. Long, longue. For example, elle a les cheveux longs. Elle a les cheveux longs. She has long hair. And then the opposite of long, number 10, is court. Court. The T is silent. Court, which means short. And to make it feminine, we add an E. Courte. In which case, the T is no longer the last letter of the word, so you have to pronounce it. Court, courte. For example, sa jupe est trop courte. Sa jupe est trop courte. Her skirt is too short. Sa jupe est trop courte. So repeat, court, courte. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about French pronunciation, and we've also talked about how to make a masculine adjective into a feminine one. But just to recap something I said earlier, if you want to make the adjective plural, or if you need, more like, to make the adjective plural, then you typically need to add an S to either the masculine version or the feminine version that we've learned. Right? At the very end, you add an S. But there are two exceptions to this rule. If the adjective already ends in an S or if it ends in an X, then you leave it as it is and you don't add an S to make it plural. Okay? Now remember, there is a link in the description for you to download the video transcript so that you can make sure that the words that we've learned today actually sink in and that you can also revise the rules that we've discussed today. You'll also find a list of words and phrases in there you can use with adjectives either to enhance them or to make full sentences. So I hope you find that useful, and that's it for me today. À la prochaine. Bye.